Welcome to the Explainer. So imagine spending your entire weekend, like 12 solid hours, just grinding through 7 different Anthropic Academy core practitioner courses. Well, guess what? You don't have to, because security engineer Jasmine Wong literally just did all the heavy lifting for us. Today, we're breaking down her massive AI upskill sprint into a structured, highly visual blueprint. I am genuinely thrilled about this one because we're going to filter out all the noise and save you hours of trial and error. Whether you're a total beginner, a seasoned developer, or a cybersecurity professional, we have extracted the exact step-by-step roadmap you need.
Okay, let's look at the roadmap for today. We're going to start with the time saver filter, then break down the course difficulty and help you choose your learning path. After that, we'll dive into AI risk and security, and finally, wrap the whole thing up with an actionable resume skills checklist. Let's get right to it.
All right, let's dive into this. Section 1, the time saver filter.
Look, 12 hours is a massive commitment, right? So our absolute first goal is figuring out exactly where that time goes and honestly what you can safely ignore. Out of the 12 total hours, a whopping 8 of them are dedicated to just one single course, building with the Claude API. The other 6 courses, they make up just 4 hours combined. So what does this actually mean for you? It means if you aren't actively writing code, your real time commitment is drastically lower. You definitely don't need to dedicate a whole weekend if you're just looking for the quick introductory hits.
So, if you're strapped for time, where should you even start? Well, here are the top 3 must-watch lessons for immediate practical application. Number 1 is the AI Fluency Frameworks and Foundations course. Seriously, this was reviewed as genuinely one of the best courses in the entire lineup, mostly because it's not just about Claude, it's about how we as humans interact with AI as a whole. Next up is Introduction to MCP. It gives a surprisingly accessible breakdown of some pretty complex tech. And third is that massive 8-hour Building with the Claude API course, which gives you an incredibly solid technical foundation.
Now, I want to give you explicit permission to skip things. Time is precious. While that AI fluency course is a total must-watch for absolutely everyone, let's talk about what's safe to skip. If you're already using Claude every day, go ahead and skip Claude 101. Not a coder? You can definitely skip Claude Coded Action. And if you've already taken that amazing AI fluency course, you can actually skip the prompt engineering section in the giant API course because the content overlaps heavily. Like I said, efficiency is the name of the game here.
Moving right along to Section 2, course difficulty.
It is absolutely crucial to know how these courses translate to real-world implementation difficulty before you hit play. So we've categorized the whole shebang for you. Down in the beginner-friendly tier, we've got Claude 101, AI Fluency, and Introduction to MCP. And what's really interesting here is Intro to MCP. It does require a little bit of code, but they provide all the files for you to follow along, making it super accessible. Now, this is a stark contrast to the dense and technical tier, where you'll find MCP advanced topics. Honestly, that advanced course is so dense you might literally fall asleep if you aren't actively building alongside it. And right in the middle, we have moderate courses like Claude Code and Intro to Agent Skills. Highly practical, but for sure you're going to need some foundational coding knowledge.
And this brilliantly illustrates the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. I know, it sounds incredibly intimidating, right? But honestly, it's just an open standard that lets AI systems securely connect with external tools and data sources. And the best part? It applies universally across all AI tools, not just Claude. Taking that beginner-friendly intro course builds rock-solid confidence for this vital tech before you ever even have to look at the advanced stuff. All right, Section 3, choose your learning path. Let's find your exact roadmap.
This is where I put on my career counselor hat for a second. First up, the beginner path. If you're not a developer, listen up. This is exactly what you need. Step 1, take Claude 101, just to get your bearings on the core features and connectors. Step 2, hit up the AI Fluency Frameworks course to really grasp human-AI interaction. And step 3, stop. Literally just stop right there and apply what you've learned. Skip the rest of the courses entirely until you've been using Claude consistently for a few weeks. Trust me, the technical courses just won't land or make any sense unless you have that real-world context for why they matter. Keep it simple. Now, for the builders out there, here's your developer path. You can totally skim Claude 101 if you're already using the tool every day. So your step 1 is AI fluency, because prompting foundations matter heavily for developers. Step 2 is your anchor, that massive 8-hour Building with the Claude API course. Once you've got that locked in, step 3 is hitting both the intro and advanced MCP sequences so you really understand those transport and communication patterns. Finally, step 4 rounds out your workflow with Claude Code in Action and Introduction to Agent Skills. Yeah, it's a pretty extensive roadmap, but it covers the entire engineering stack.
Now, what's really interesting about this next section is, well, let's jump into section 4, AI, risk, and security.
As AI gets embedded literally everywhere, security professionals are facing a massive new frontier. How do you evaluate the risks of a technology you might not fully grasp yet? Well, here is your exact security path. Step 1 is AI fluency. Why? Because the section on AI diligence is absolutely phenomenal. It breaks down the shared responsibility between you and the tool. Step 2 is Claude 101. Even if you think it's a bit basic, it is vital for security pros to understand the baseline of what they're actually evaluating. You got to know the tool to secure the tool, right? Step 3 is Intro to MCP to get a handle on connection attack surfaces, and Step 4 is buckling down for that big API course. You might be wondering, why on earth does a security pro need to take an 8-hour API development course? It really comes down to these key technical risk concepts. The API and Fluency courses directly unpack things like AI diligence frameworks, the unique attack surfaces created by AI tool use, and the very real, very scary dangers of prompt injection vulnerabilities. They also dive incredibly deep into RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, and its security implications. You really have to understand how developers are actively integrating these systems if you want to properly assess the risk factors.
Okay, almost at the finish line. Section 5, Resume Skills Checklist.
So, the crucial point is synthesizing all this incredible knowledge into hard, marketable capabilities. Completing this blueprint gives you a punchy, screenshot-worthy checklist of skills. We're talking prompt engineering and caching, AI diligence and understanding shared responsibility, practical MCP implementation, API tool use integration, and of course, RAG setup and prompt injection mitigation. These aren't just fancy buzzwords, guys. These are actual hard skills gained directly from Anthropic's practitioner courses. 12 hours of dense technical training completely distilled into your personalized blueprint. We've filtered out the noise, categorized the difficulty, and mapped out your exact route to mastery. So here's the big question. Which learning path are you going to start this weekend? Pick your route, dive right in, and start building those resume skills today. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.